Hello, all, and welcome to Workday 2022 R2. I hope everyone has been having a good time and penetrating information flow. I've had my cup of coffee and I'm ready to drive into integration module. So before I start, allow me to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Malay. I am lead technical consultant and I'm equipped with certification in Workday HCM Core, Integration, Studio, and Launch. I would like to start by inviting you all to join Digital HR Insights community for relevant event invitations, blogs, and content. We may wish to make your HR digitalization journey smooth and insightful. I would like to request the audience to feel free and type out questions in the chat box. I will be taking FAQs in between and rest by the end of the presentation. The recording of the meeting will also be available on demand. You can download PDF to write your own comments. I hope everyone got the link. We will start with the safe harbor statement. As we know that all these changes, what we are talking about is in the preview and it has not went into production. So there can be changes in the final product that we get. So here is in the safe harbor statement. I would like you all to go in the details. So these will be the key features what we will be discussing today. First one would be additional fields on termination business process. So this has been already been discussed by Supriya in HCM discussion, but here we will be seeing that how it would be getting a effect in integration. That would be pick off. Second would be Cloud Connect for benefits. Then we will go for Cloud Connect for third-party payroll. There is something expand effective changes for worker effective change interface. Then we have in local payroll data for all external vendors. And there is something in web services. We will start with additional fields on termination business process. So with this release, Workday delivers new fields that you can use in the termination business process. This will enable you to support the needs of the organization by giving exact requirements and capturing the termination date in your reports. It will be available in payroll interface worker status data section, as well as in the worker status data section. With this, Workday updates the payroll interface integration to support version 39.0 of the GetPay web service. It also enables us to configure the integration to output these fields. Those are agreement signature date, dismissal process start date, and notice period start date. We can specify all of these dates in termination business process, and we can also include all of this in the integration output file to meet country specific requirements. We have the same thing here. It is just that we are mentioning worker status data section for payroll effective change interface integration. So for this setup is required, we need to fill in the details of the field while terminating an employee, as well as we will have to specify in our integration. I have attached screenshot, but I will take you to the tenant first. Are you able to see my tenant?
We can still see the PowerPoint, the screenshot, and the demo slide at the moment.
1 second.
But it's a very nice screenshot.
Yes.
Now we can see the tenant, very nice.
Yes, apologies for that inconvenience. Now we have that. So we will start with the integration. I have it here. I've already created one so that we can go quickly on that. So first of all, we will have to terminate a user. Let's start. Although you have seen that, but I think it would be better if you see it again. We will go to Logan McNeil. We will see one of the sub-organization. There we will be terminating an employee, although we are not terminating him exactly, but we will just show. There it is. And these are the fields which we have. That is agreement signature date, dismissal process start date, notice period start date. So when we fill in the termination, we will have to give exact reason. And then we have to fill in the details. I did already for one of the employees. And post that, we will go in the integration which we have created. We will go to the integration system. We will go to configure integration field attributes. Here we have status data section fields. If we will come down. So for this, I have only included status data section because this makes sense. There was no need to include all of the data fields. So here, if you can see it, we have notice period start date, agreement signature date, dismissal process start date. So if we include all of them and when we launch the integration, all of this gets captured. I launched this integration, but however, in GMS tenant, there was an issue with the pay group. So we don't have an output file, but we do have the exact screenshots I have attached so that you can refer them. So if we see the demo screen, I have attached the fields which we will be attaching. I have highlighted those so that you can refer them whenever needed. And this is from the terminate PP. You can go and configure in there. So if you find any issue, you can refer them, or you can also reach out to me. I can give you a detailed solution for this, that how we can configure it. So what is the additional consideration for this? There is not additional consideration. Our integration will continue to work as we are configuring them. What is changing? So as we spoke earlier, with this change, we are delivering new fields in the termination business process, and this will allow us to enhance the requirement of the specific organization for a required country. What do we need to do is we have to use the latest version, that is 39.0, and then we have to select the dates while terminating an employee, and then we have to select those fields in the integration field overrides section. What happens if we do nothing? Nothing will happen. It is just that you will not get these fields which has been introduced this time. So we will move on to the next section, that is Cloud Connect for benefits. So in Cloud Connect for benefits, we have list of 5 integration where it has either changed or they have modified the integration template. So to start with, there is Cloud Connect for benefits LDEX. So this is a new template which has been given up by Workday in this release. I will show you the details first. So in this template, there are new mapping, new attributes, and new DIS configuration. We can use this template to support our LIMRA data exchange, benefits enrollment management. How we can do that is, I have attached a screenshot also. So when we are creating an integration system, simply we have to select the new template, that is Cloud Connect for benefits. Let me show that you in the tenant. Yes, so I have it here. So I exactly created this via this setup, create integration system, and then I selected this template. So if you do that, you will be able to create one new integration. And if you want to see the field override, you can simply hover over integration system, go over integration field override. This is for the field override. Then suppose if you want to change the mapping, then we will go to integration mapping. And we can configure. So I had actually configured the gender because this was one of the required fields. If we don't do that, we get an error. So I went ahead and I configured it. So this is the new template. Moving on to the other template, that is Vanguard Retirement Savings. So in this template, they have overridden these fields on the template for data group A. So I have also created one of them and also attached in the screenshot. So here is the screenshot. It is for your reference so that you can come back and see. Let me show you in the tenant. Here is the Vanguard. Although it has a lot of errors because GMS tenant was not having few of the configurations. So if we go here, so if we see this data group, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new sections. So this we have to use the code which has been configured by this release. The next change what we have is in the one of the benefits integration, that is the voluntary plan enrollment. And here we have employer post-tax contributing percent and send service indicator by product type. So for this also, I have attached the screenshot. And this is also one of the template for benefits. So here it is. I have also created one integration for this. And this is the one. We have to select this particular integration template. If we go to the attribute, we would be able to see the particular section. Here it is. However, it is not configured in GMS, so I am not able to show you a result, but I can send you the details of this if you need any particular specification or if you have something in your mind. The next one, what we have is a new template, that is SNS retirement savings. It is an inbound template and it is to support our feedback files and how we receive information regarding retirement savings. So for this is also in the same way like LDEX, it is a new template and I have attached the screenshot that how we can create this. Also created one. You see in here it is. I use this template. So in the benefits section, we have few of the templates and these templates and integration will help exactly when we are building new integration for a country specific, because many times it happens or our customers see the requirement that for specific country, we want something special. So with this release, Workday has worked into that. In the additional consideration, we don't have much because our integration will continue to work as we have configured them. These integrations are the new template. So if we want to have an additional change, then if we are configuring it, we are getting the output. If we are not, we won't be getting. So what all is changing, we are getting improved Cloud Connect for benefits functionality. We have new template in LDEX and SNS. Then we have changes in the attributes of Vanguard and Unum. For this, setup is required as I have shown you. And if we don't choose to do the setup, then it won't be impacting our existing integration, but we won't be able to get the benefits of this benefit integration. Moving on, we have Cloud Connect for third-party payroll. Before this, Mintu, I just want to ask, is there any question?
Let's see if there's some questions in the chat. Right now, it looks like we don't have much yet. Just let me double check. Yeah, maybe we can wait for, you can continue your presentation for a little while and we can check again.
Sure, I was just getting an excuse for getting water for me, but I think it is better. Okay, so with the next feature, what we see is Cloud Connect for third-party payroll. So Workday continues to improve Cloud Connect for third-party payroll functionality for payroll interface, payroll effective change interface, and worker effective change interface. So what all are changing? So they are changing for personal data for payroll interface. Then we have global payroll reconciliation service replacement. It is automatically available. Then we have global payroll reconciliation service replacement for Scala and Ashburn data center. This is also automatically available. Then we have event-driven integration for ADP Celergo. This event-driven integration ADP Celergo is a big change, but as we know, and just to give you a reference, this solution can be created by the ADP team and then they provide us the solution. What we do is we import that solution and then we move forward. I will be telling you the details for that. Then we have percentage field for bonus plans. This will come under Vichy, that is worker effective change interface, as well as we have exclude amount field for percentage based plans attribute. So while we were talking about security, what exactly is happening that to ensure payroll interface integration are configured with correct country-specific data section, now Workday has enabled to grant the integration system user role to get access of the person data and personal data security domain and all of its subdomain. In this, we will get personal data and personal data by country. If we are not giving this security, then there could be a scenario that we are not getting the exact personal data. So for that, we will have to give the security. I have attached one of the screenshot. So we have to go through this. As of now, we don't have the exact requirement for the field. So I don't have a demo that how we can show. But if we go through the security, we can provide the specific specification. Then in the global payroll reconciliation deployed service, they have changed one of the deployed service and they have changed it to async maxim service. So it has been automatically available in every global payroll reconciliation integration. And this doesn't impact any of the integration function. We don't have a exact detail that why they have changed this, but I will be showing you one of the screenshot where you can find that what exactly has happened. So I have created one of the global payroll reconciliation integration. I will also show you in the tenant. Yes, here we have. So I created this integration template, and if you see the integration services, it is here, but I will also show you in the detail, like what all services are active. So this service has been replaced and they have now inserted async maxim service and it is automatically enabled. As of now, they have not defined that why they did this change, but they have updated the integration with this particular service. So we have to be aware that this has changed. And to see the next point is the ADP Celergo as third party payroll vendor for event-driven integration steps on the termination and hire business process. So what this will do that they have given that the business process automatically sends the worker data for hire and termination to the payroll vendor instead of sending to Peachy. But for the configuration of this, we cannot do in preview. Like when I was trying to import the solution in preview, so we were getting an error because we cannot do anything in the preview tenant. We can do an implementation, sandbox, and production. So how it works exactly? We have to tell the details to the ADP seller, and then they create a solution on their side. They send us the file. We have to do the import solution. And when we do the import solution, we fill in the file number which they provide. And once they approve, that particular integration is in our system. So in that integration is just as a pitchy integration. However, it is not recommended that we change the attribute of the integration. However, we can change the mapping. Like if we see here one of the integration. So as we see integration attributes, maps, security. So we cannot change the attributes because that is something which is configured by ADP Celergo team. However, we can change the integration maps. We can configure an integration sequence generator. So for this, Workday recommends that you contact ADP Celergo to verify vendor support if they are able to provide this feature or not. There is nothing what we can do from our end. It is actually the ADP Celergo team that will provide us the solution. So if they have this in their system, then they can help with the solution. So if you want to know more about it, it would be better that you contact the ADP Celergo team whether they have this update or not. Then moving on, we have also changed in the Wiki. So now we have added a new percentage field on the worker effective change interface template. This enables us to send the percentage on our calculation to party payroll vendors. And we can configure in the compensation section of the bonus plan data. To show, if we open up Wiki, let me first show you in the tenant. We'll go over to our Wiki. Yes, this is the one. And we will go to the related action, and from there we will go to the field attributes. System is apparently working slow. So we will go to compensation plan data section. We'll go to bonus plans data. And here we will have to select the percentage from the bonus plan assignment. So if we select this and when we launch our VG integration, it actually captures the percentage data. So what can be a percentage data? For example, I was going through and if we see here, allowance plan. So there are person-based plans. So in the GMS tenant, there is nothing as configured. So I couldn't attach it to our VG output file. It was not capturing, but we have a person-based plan. And this is attached to the compensation to show there is one India house rent. So this is eligible to India. So like this, we have different allowance plan which can be attached. And Via this, we are able to send the percentage data. I've also attached the screenshot in here so that if you want to configure, you can simply hover over this and you can see that how we can do the configuration. For the next point, we have a vice versa situation of this exact percentage. So Workday has also added a new exclude amount field for percentage based plans attribute. So that means the plans, percentage based plans, what we have attached to our integration, if we select this in the integration attributes, it actually nullifies that. Why this configuration is there? Because suppose if we have created our integration and we have given a lot of percentage plans, and if we are launching our integration, and suppose it is taking a lot of time, the efficiency is getting decreased, which we don't want, and we simply want to exclude all the percentage data. So we will go here in the attribute section, which is here, and we will exclude amount field for percentage based plan. To show in the tenant, let's see where our which event integration system. We go to contribute integration attributes. Then we will come down. So if you see here, exclude amount field for percentage based plan. So when we enable this, the compensation plan data section excludes the amount field for percentage base. So here we have two of the selection, that is allowance plans and bonus plans. So if we select both of them, it will not get captured, thus increasing the efficiency of our integration. So all of these features which are there, it will not impact our integration and it will only work when we configure them. So with this, Workday has continues to improve the Cloud Connect for third-party payroll, for payroll interface, Pitchy and Witchy. For this, setup is required, and if we don't make the necessary setup, our integration will continue to work as they are already working. Then we will move to the next feature, that is expand effective changes for worker effective change interface. So with this release, Workday has enabled integration based on the worker effective change interface, that is Witchy, to now display multiple effective changes for the same effective date. That means number of effective changes will be captured for the same effective date, and displaying multiple effective change simplifies how we want to see the transaction history, and it will also help us to see the transaction which, like, if there are multiple transactions on a single effective date, it will help us to simplify. So what we
Sorry,
have to
Malay, can
do.
I interrupt you for 1 second? We have one question in the Q&A.
Sure.
So we have a question here about, or a request more. Could you repeat a business case for the exclude amount field for percentage-based plans attribute? And the request is followed by, is it, for example, when you don't want to detect amount changes in percentage-based bonus plans if percent value stays the same, meaning that base pay changes, so the amount of the bonus plan is different even though the percent didn't actually change?
Okay, so this is actually a very good question. So while I was going through this feature, I also had different type of questions that what exactly will happen. I will give the detailed answer for this, but for now, I can tell you that why we are having that particular feature. That suppose, let's go back there. So suppose if we are selecting the percentage for bonus plans and if we are launching for a very large number of employees, sometimes our integration takes a lot more time than expected. And suppose if we don't want that, then that is the case where we select the exclude amount field. For the base pay question, I will go through it in the detail and I will answer you with the perfect example that how it will work.
Thank you very much. That's appreciated.
Sure. And thank you for the question. It is actually what we were also thinking that how we will take it forward. Thank you for that. Okay. So we were talking about expand effective changes for workup effective change interface, how we will be capturing multiple effective changes for the same effective date. So for that, we will have to select in the services, the new effective stack that is expanded effective change services, as well as all field in the transactional log data section. So here setup is required. I have attached the screenshot that what exactly we have to do. We have to go through the services, and in the services, we will have to select this one. That is effective stack expanded effective changes. And then we have to select the transactional log services. To show you in the tenant, let's come here. We will cancel it. We have if we go through the services. So this is the one which we have to select, and the second one is this one. So if we select both of them, we will get all the data. I tried getting an output of it, but however, it is not yet configured. We were having few of the challenges. So as of now, I don't have the output file, but I can send you the detailed description if we get something in our GMS tenant or the clients for whom we are already working, maybe in their tenant, I can try and configure it. So to enable support for multiple effective changes, we have to configure the new effective stack expanded effective changes service, as well as all fields in the transactional log data section. So to configure all fields in the transactional log data section, we will have to go and we have to select all transaction types. I will still go through the details when it comes in our GMS tenant. Hopefully we get the data and then I can show you the solution, or for our customer, I can show them in their own tenant. So with this, what is changing, as we saw that with this Witchy template is now displaying multiple effective changes for the same effective date. And this will simplify the solution. How we can achieve that is that we have to configure in the services. One of them is expanded effective changes services, and the second is all fields in the transactional log data section. What will happen if we do nothing? If it will not capture the multiple effective changes for the same effective date, which is the new functionality. So we will go on to the next topic, that is local payroll data for all external vendors. I have also attached a community link in there. So with this update, Workday is configuring endpoints from our local payroll vendor to display additional country-specific data in Workday and no longer limiting functionality to specific vendors. We can now enter and edit country-specific data directly in Workday. And we can see external payroll vendor and entry point, endpoint, local payroll data for all external payroll vendors, and security for local payroll data. So this functionality I couldn't find in GMS yet. because I will show you the screenshot how we see. So suppose if you go in the tenant and if you open any of the employees in the pay section, you will find this. And if we see in our tenant, we don't have it yet. So, but still, however, I have been able to capture few of the screenshots so that at least we are aware that how they are going to change. So going back to the initial start. So with this, country specific data from local payroll vendors are displayed in Workday, and it helps external payroll vendors. And we can use few of the tasks. And what are few of the tasks? That is create external payroll vendor mapping, edit external payroll vendor mapping. I created few. We will see. Edit. It would be here. So this is the one which I created. Although I couldn't be able to do more configuration, we were having tenant configuration in different manner. So if we are updating the maintain pay group vendor association, that means we can associate with the third party pay group, payroll pay groups. And with this, Workday is enabling us to conveniently enter, access, and edit our payroll data in Workday. Here are few more details that how we are securing via the security groups, and we can grant member of these group with access to add or change workers payroll data. So for this, setup is required. So once we have the setup, then we can send the external payroll vendor the local payroll data. And these are the required endpoints, that is landing page endpoints, existing records endpoint, field metadata endpoint, field data for existing record endpoint, and there is one optional endpoint, that is subcategory endpoint. This is the task which I went through. So we have to enable the feature for specified pay groups, and then we have to associate with the payroll vendor. So if we see the screenshot, we see the local payroll data. We can simply go by going to pay and then we select the local payroll data, or you can go to actions and then you can select the actions and maintain local payroll data under payroll. How it will look, for example, there are company car. If we select the details, we have to fill in the value here. And for the company car, we have submitted the value here. So this makes the payroll country specific much easier and simplified. So for this, you have to contact your payroll vendor to verify that if you can take this feature. I have also uh, linked here one of the community post. You can read here that what needs to be done from the employee self-service point of view. So what is changing with this? That with this, Workday is enabling to configure endpoints from local payroll vendor to display additional country specific data in Workday. And what do you need to do for this? You have to enable the domain, that is self-service payroll interface, and set up the domain security policy with the appropriate security groups. You have to also set up external vendor pay mapping and pay group vendor association. If you don't enable this, then you won't be able to see the feature as we are looking in the GMS tenant right now. Then there is the updation in few of the web services. I have attached the community link in here that so that you get all the details of web services which are getting changed. So with this release, Workday is updating many of the web services and REST APIs. So we have many of the web services which are getting updated, which were not even in the what's new post. So you have text ID grouping web service, then text security domain, you have get text ID groupings, put text ID groupings, then you have get all currency web service. So in get all currency web service, they are improving the web service. So to not to get into details what exactly they are doing with all of the web services, that they are improving the functionality of all the web services so that we can capture the data and connection in a much easier way. We have several of the web service such as inventory distribution network web service. So here also we are changing. In the same manner, we have multiple get requisition sourcing rules, put requisition sourcing rules. So some of them were even for the bulk import web services. So in the bulk import web services, this is one of the major changes what they have done. They have changed and improved the performance. Now Workday is delivering bulk import web services so that we can efficiently import like from Workday the data to several vendors. So what are all the list is bulk import, submit supplier, bulk import, submit retail to supplier connection. We have many. Then we have more changes in the web services. So I have captured all of them and I also written that what exactly would happen. So we are not using all of the web services, but I tried to capture everything so that we at least know that what is changing in it. There is also a change in vaccination web services. We have multiple web service now in vaccination, same as the other few. I have attached the service directory so that we can see what all is changing. Let me just show you. So this is the REST service directory. We have everything in here. Then also we have for the preview documentation. So this helps in the documentation section. And this is automatically available. We don't have to do anything for this. Workday has updated all of the web services. I have attached the screenshots of the web service directory so that it is easy to find. All of this are automatically available and there is nothing which we have to do. It is improving the functionality of the various web services and REST APIs, and it is automatically available. And if we don't do any particular change, then also it will get updated. So these were the main features which are coming in this release. I have segregated other features. So it can be that other features are not directly impacting you. Some of them are for the US system, but still I wanted to capture all of them so that we are aware that what is happening, because it is only a matter of time that it is happening one place and we will have something here. So in the other features, we have 1098T text reporting, we have document management, miscellaneous enhancement, then we have e-verify version 31, we have payroll check print integration, we have payroll for the UK, there are miscellaneous enhancements. Then there is strategic sourcing supplier information for onboarding. There's also COVID-19 supplemental paid sick leave reporting. And then we have support invoice EDI 810 integration. So I have captured very few important points so that I can show you that what is happening. So in T-Text reporting, it is automatically available. I have a community link in here. So with this, Workday is updating student tax reporting calculation, and it helps us to comply with Internal Revenue Service requirement. So for this, we don't have the configuration in GMS, but although I have taken few of the screenshot that how it will exactly look. So we have to go through few business form layout, and in form layout, we find the maintain 1098T text reporting. And when we do the changes, it will look somehow like this. And this custom one is the modification which is there. So this is about that. Then we have document management miscellaneous enhancement. What has been done that in the date format for generated documents, now they have given a fixed convention that is YYMMDD. And why is that they no longer take the displays local of how it looks for different individual, like for India it is DDMMYY, for some other location it is MMDDYY. So with this they have made one specific convention that is YYMMDD, thus increasing the efficiency and rectifying all the confusion which we have. So if we go for configuration integration for any of the integration, let's go in one of them. We have it here. If we go in the attributes, here we will find the date and it is there, YYMMDT. So this is by default which we have. Moving on to the next topic, that is E-Verify version 31. So this is basically for US specific country. It is new employees with cases pending closure for I-9 documents. So this has been updated and for this setup is required. So this is also one of the change which has happened in Workday 2022 R2. Then there is a payroll check print integration. And in this last name field override can be done for accreditation check printing template. So this is also one of the type of integration template. If you see here, I have taken that template and I also created one. So with this, we can use the worker's name suffix such as junior on checks. So next we have the payroll for the UK. It is also a miscellaneous enhancement. And with this update, Workday has added a new 152 on-strike data item on view RTI data item. And it is only available when you use time of payment type and not leave of absence payment type. Then we have strategic sourcing supplier information for onboarding. And here also they have improved the template to use new reference IDs, that is address and bank accounts. So we are not directly using this feature, but I had mentioned this for us to understand that what changes have occurred in this release. Then there is COVID-19 supplemental paid sick leave reporting. So this also is based for US and this is coming for California Senate Bill 114. And here they have taken YTD field and configured it with the payroll absence plan data section. Then we have support invoice EDI 810 integration. And here they have added into EDI 810 integration, improving the functionality and the invoice processing for this. We have more details on this, that how exactly we can do that, but we are not using this integration. Okay, so that was at least end of the all the latest feature which was released in Workday 2022 R2. We will see the roadmap that how it all went. So first we will see that what exactly highlights were the for the 2020 2021. So in here we have changed the external payroll documents like multiple run category for pay slips. That was the change which happened in 2021. Then for the external payroll inputs, we saw in the last year that there was support inputs for terminated workers and web services for external payroll earnings. There was also change and efficiency increase in Vichy, as well as in the global payroll reconciliation. We added the number of years while including the terminated workers. So, what is the vision for third-party payroll product roadmap? So, Workday is continuously improving the payroll for different countries, and they are basically focusing on performance, efficiency, and experience. How they are segregating everything via performance, they are basically focusing on peachy integrations, where earlier it used to take a lot of time to like it used to take a lot of time for few of the integration. So now they are trying to increase the efficiency of peachy integration so that it becomes available to different vendors. How they are increasing the efficiency, they are trying to implement machine learning algorithm. And with this, they are not only focusing on large enterprises, but they are now focusing on small and medium scale enterprises, which is a very good thing because there are several small and medium enterprises where payroll is not often seen as an efficient part, which they are changing. Also, in the experience section, they are improving the UI interface also to make it easy for a user to see the pay slips, and the user interface also they are trying to keep it simpler. So they're basically focusing on performance, automation, and engagement and experience. So these are the themes what they cover. Here we have experience, insight, compliance, and agility. So I have everything in detail. What do they mean by the experience? As I said, they want smart and intuitive experience with the users. They are increasing the efficiency. As such, for the PG, they are increasing to hold the large number of data files. Also, in the insight, as they are moving towards machine learning, they are enabling the integration to work more smartly. And it is also working agility, trust, and opportunity. Like they are giving new different features are coming in payroll section. So to note down one, as I was saying that there is improvement to large pitchy files. So now large amount of time off and correction of time off can be generated, and this all can be captured now. Earlier, there were a lot of issues in pitchy integration, which they are continuously working on. And one of the benefits what we would get that we would get high volume data and high reliability for the successful completion. Also, the time taken, like efficiency wise, it would be better. They're also increasing the REST APIs for payslips and text documents on mobile. That means any employee can check their payslips with the configuration of REST APIs with different payroll vendors with the help of button on their mobile screen. It is a very, very efficient feature because it will change the the ease the user will get, because simply we have to check on our mobile or the online data and we will find everything, securing our data as well. So that is one of the beneficial feature which is coming in this R2. Then for the local payroll data, as we discussed, that country specific, Workday is now focusing on country specific data and the country specific payroll so that it becomes easy. They earlier it was only one, but now they are segregating based on different country. Different country has different payroll data and they are now focusing on that one. Same as the ADP Celergo. So with the with ADP Celergo, they have now increased additional of 84 countries. like that is now also supported by ADP Seller Go. So they are increasing the efficiency with this release. And there are also event-driven integration, as we saw that ADP Seller Go can provide a solution and we can use those solutions in our system to make the integration flow. Moving on, they are also adding work schedule calendar field in the Pitchy integration. And that would also help because that is one of the new features that they are going to add in the Pitchy output file. So just to summarize what exactly we are having is in the 2022 R2, we have improvements for large Pitchy files, REST APIs for payslips and tax documents so that user can see the payroll data, as well as there is event-driven integration. So lot of changes are coming in 2022 R2. They are increasing the efficiency of payroll integrations. And what they are targeting in the future is they are targeting more on total reward ESS hub, integration command center. On Vici, they are focusing on the data changes audit file and external payment documentation and external payroll input. So with this, we come to the end of our presentation. Mintu, are there any questions?
There doesn't seem to be any questions in the Q&A at this point.
Okay, thank you for that. So if you have any question, you can give a comment or you can reach out to me. I can help you in finding a perfect solution, and maybe we can see if there is any further roadmap which is coming in this. So moving on, I would like to invite you all to join Digital HR Insights community. There you will get relevant event invitation. There are several blogs and content. We wish to make your journey very smooth. I would also appreciate your feedback. You can give a feedback by scanning the code or link in the chat. And that is all. Thank you so much for your time. Have an amazing and relaxing evening.